According to the American Diabetes Association, diabetes is the seventh leading cause of death in the United States. Hello class, my name is Frankie Braddock and today I'm going to make you aware of how important a healthy lifestyle is to live a happy life. The health issue I will be discussing today is diabetes. Diabetes is a group of diseases that results in a surplus amount of sugar in the bloodstream. In cases where diabetes is preventable, there are some healthy lifestyle habits that one can obtain to prevent the disease. Diabetes is an ongoing problem in America today, and it can be prevented with a healthy lifestyle and exercise. I have done extensive research on the topic of diabetes, and I have obtained information from various credible sources. First, I will define what diabetes is and what types there are. Second, I will discuss the risk factors and symptoms of type 2 diabetes. Third, I will show the solution to the health problems and how one can reduce the risk of the disease. There are two types of diabetes, type 1 and type 2. Type 1 is the type of diabetes that you're born with. Type 2 can be diagnosed at any time in one's life. The American Diabetes Association, or the ADA, states that type 1 diabetes, the body does not produce any insulin. Insulin is a hormone that the body needs to transport glucose from the bloodstream into the cells. Most people that are diagnosed with type 1 diabetes are usually born with it. The type of diabetes that I will be focusing on today is type 2. Type 2 diabetes is an issue with the body that causes blood sugar or glucose levels to spike higher than normal. That is when hyperglycemia takes place. According to the ADA, type 2 diabetes is the most common form of diabetes. If you have type 2 diabetes, your body does not produce insulin properly. This is called insulin resistance. At first, your pancreas makes extra insulin to make up for it, but over time, it's not able to keep up with the right levels. Where type 1 cannot be treated, type 2 can be treated with a lifestyle change and as well as medication. Now that you know what diabetes is, let's discuss the risk factors and habits that can contribute to the disease. There are many risk factors and bad habits that can contribute to one contracting the disease. Most people are unaware that some of their everyday life habits can result in an unhealthy lifestyle. Let's start out with talking about some of these risk factors. These include weight, fat distribution, and inactivity. Weight plays a big role in being diagnosed with diabetes. According to the Mayo Clinic, being overweight or obese is a primary risk factor for type 2 diabetes. The more tissue in the body that is fat, the more your body resists the insulin. This relates to fat distribution. If you tend to retain your fat tissue in your hips or your thighs, you are more at risk for type 2 diabetes. The last common risk of type 2 diabetes is inactivity. This is targeting physical activity. Physical activity supports a healthy weight and is important regarding your weight and fat tissue. Now let's talk about some symptoms of the disease. Symptoms of type 2 diabetes can be commonly confused with the symptoms of other diseases. The Mayo Clinic describes common symptoms as increase in thirst and frequent urination, increased hunger, weight loss, fatigue, blurred vision, and areas of darkened skin. Increase in thirst and urination occurs when there is more sugar building up in the bloodstream, which results in fluid being pulled from the tissues. This causes excess thirst and more frequent urination. Blurred vision occurs if your blood sugar is too high at a state of hyperglycemia. Fluid in your eyes may be affected from your body's reaction, resulting in a complication with vision. These are symptoms that one can look over, but it's important to be aware of. There's also bad habits that can increase your risk for diabetes. As well as risk factors, there are bad habits that result in a higher chance of having type 2 diabetes. An article by Everyday Health written by Jeannie Davis, the author of more than 50 books including diet, health, fitness, and beauty and wellness, states that one of the bad habits is excess drinking. It is very easy to drink soda, juice, or alcohol without thinking about all the calories that you're consuming. Another bad habit that raises one's risk of diabetes is skipping breakfast. We have all heard the saying, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but it is a true statement. Ellen Congrass, a diabetes educator with the Cleveland Clinic Diabetes Center, states that starving yourself until lunch sets off a chain reaction that disrupts the insulin levels and blood sugar control, and you'll likely eat more later. One last habit I will discuss today is an unhealthy diet. A healthy diet includes proteins, healthy fats, and low percentage of carbs. If one constantly carb loaded and had an excess amount of carbs, their risk for type 2 diabetes is higher. Davis states that too much pasta, potatoes, white bread, or rice will cause your blood sugar to spike, and that will also pack on some pounds. There are many risk factors that can contribute to the disease. Let's see what habits one can have to reduce the risk of diabetes. The chance of type 2 diabetes can be reduced by maintaining a healthy lifestyle and constant exercise. Most of the risk factors can result from an unhealthy diet and weight. An all-around healthy diet is the first step to preventing and reducing type 2 diabetes. As you already know, breakfast is an important meal that your body needs to obtain energy and use it throughout the day. Reader's Digest suggests you swap your usual bagel, muffin for a yogurt with healthy probiotics and low amounts of carbs. Another diet-related change that would introduce fresh produce to your diet. Reader's Digest suggests that fiber, magnesium, and polyphenols in leafy greens will help your blood cells stay sensitive to insulin, which hormone is responsible for blood sugar absorption, stated by the British Medical Journal study. The next thing to focus on is physical activity. Physical activity helps lower your blood glucose and blood pressure and cholesterol. It also lowers your risk of prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease and stroke. Maintaining constant exercise is good to relieve stress, and it strengthens your heart, muscles, and bones. It also improves your blood circulation and keeps your body and your joints flexible. If you could walk away with one thing from this presentation, it would be how important it is to maintain a healthy lifestyle. A healthy lifestyle consists of eating right and maintaining regular exercise patterns. Today, I've discussed an ongoing disease of diabetes and how there is ways to prevent it with a healthy lifestyle and exercise. With the food industry today, it is getting more challenging to eat right and maintain a healthy lifestyle. To avoid diabetes and reduce your risk to many other diseases, it is important to be aware of what a healthy lifestyle is and how one can obtain it. Thank you for listening.